Welcome back into Wake Up America. We do have some major news to report out of Germany this morning. Germany has agreed to supply check that, Leopard 2, not two tanks. They're called the Leopard 2 tank. They're going to be providing this tank to Ukraine. This coming after weeks of pressure from Ukraine ahead of an expected spring offensive by both Russia and Ukraine, which could turn the tide of the war if a peace deal is not brokered between the two sides between now and then. For more on this, let's welcome in retired Air Force Brigadier General, Newsmax contributor Blaine Holt. General, great to have you on this morning. So this Leopard 2 tank, I want to show some video of this tank. We're talking about a big tank here. It's really powerful. To me, this is an offensive weapon. I'm not an expert, but NATO said they would not provide offensive weapons. They've been saying that for the last year. What's changed?
Well, good morning. It's good to be with you, Rob. Let's go back to the start. There's an offensive weapon is how you use the weapon. So it could be that tank is there to defend the country, a defensive weapon. The tank goes into somebody else's country and attacks. It's now an offensive weapon, like all the other weapons. It was a nonsense parsing of words from the get-go.
Okay.
But what Germany has here is a very technologically advanced tank. It's got a lot of ability on the battlefield that we haven't seen yet. It's certainly higher end technology than in the armor division that is there. It looks like we're going to see about 14 German tanks be made available. This will take some training time, some months to get it fielded. And then, more importantly, Germany has released the ability and granted authority for other countries to give their tanks. That could be a total of 88 tanks. But it looks like Olaf Scholz also got his way because we're hearing from the Pentagon that the Abrams may be made available as well.
That's interesting. I've never heard it put that succinctly. So basically all defensive weapons are actually offensive weapons. It just depends on how you're using them. That makes perfect sense. 14 tanks drop in the bucket. 88 tanks, that's a division. That's a lot of tanks. How big a difference is that going to make for the Ukrainian army?
You know, if they're trained and if they're adept at using them, and they certainly have a lot of experience in combat with armor, then it can make a good difference. It can certainly stop what is a very slow but definite Russian advance. What I would like to see is that if we're going to be introducing this type of technology to the battlefield, and we know it's going to take some time to get there, then it's time to put the heat on Moscow and say, hey, look, we're increasing the cost proposition to you. How about we get together and find an off-ramp to this war before we go to this next level?
Okay, General, we keep hearing about peace talks. I wish we heard more about it, quite frankly. Yeah. The war is about to mark a year. This thing's just going to go on and on. So Russia announced that they're going to make major changes to their actual military. They've got a million active duty. They're going to up that to 1.5 million active duty. Vladimir Putin also called this a war for the first time. In December, for the past year, he's been calling it a special military operation, which to me doesn't sound like Putin's preparing for any sort of peace talks.
No. And if you look at it, he put Valery Gerasimov, which is their General Milley equivalent, into the war on the battlefield, in charge of all of those forces, trying to get them to some sort of combined or joint operations. I think that the Russians are seriously looking at a counteroffensive now. With us bringing that new technology in months from now, don't you think some generals in Russia are going to see this as oh boy, we better get really busy? We've got that invading force that's lining up on the Belarusian border. We have some very serious hypersonic weapons that are coming into the Black Sea, and I'm very worried that the Russians are going to take advantage of that quite soon.
Okay, on that point, the U.S. has tried to bleed the Russian army for almost a year now, fighting this sort of proxy war via NATO, of course. What if that backfires and leads to a much bigger conflict?
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely could. At the outset, NATO's hesitation when we weren't deterring the war was, oh, well, we have to give these weapons and they have to be defensive. That's where that definition comes from. Otherwise, there might be an escalation with a nuclear power. So now we're in this new place where everybody in Europe is saying, well, whatever it takes. It's like, hey, hold on, whatever it takes. What does that exactly mean? We have to find a way to stop this war because Russia's about to delete a country.
And Vladimir Putin is fortifying downtown Moscow. Right now, it's being fortified. Scary to see that. We'll pick that conversation up again, hopefully tomorrow. General, good to see you. Thanks so much for breaking that down for us.
Go Newsmax.
Thanks, General. Appreciate that. I know what you're talking about. Thank you, General. He's referring to the DirecTV situation there. General Holt, certainly a Newsmax supporter. We hope you are too.